Alright guys, take two. Apparently we had some interruptions. I have no idea why or how, but here we are again. And I'm gonna now wait for everyone to rejoin us so we can get started with this exercise. Welcome back, Brittany and Raven. Gonna wait for everybody to rejoin us so we can get started with this. Oh, if you're now just tuning in and this is your first time watching this, we are discussing and understanding letting go. And we're discussing letting go. Are we ready to let go? The subjects that we're going to be discussing with that is understanding what the value is it holds, why we want or should let go. Are we ready to let go? And are we willing to do what it takes? I also reminded everyone that it is important that we take responsibility for our future, for our actions. And what that is saying is not that we are to blame for the things that happen, but that we co-create our life, and that we are able to create the future we want based on the decisions we make. Okay, so the decisions we make reflect the future that we will have, and that's what I mean with taking responsibility. Welcome back, guys. Okay, we got 9 out of 20. So let's wait for a little bit longer. And we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Getting comfortable here in my chair, drink some water in the meantime. I'm really excited about this subject. I feel that this subject is going to help a lot of people, and as you guys know, that's what I'm all about. Oh, and for those that are with me, at the end of the live, I'm going to be doing blind draws. And what I'm going to be doing basically is we're going to be asking for guidance for the next year. So you just say you want one. Maybe I'll have a code name or something at the end, and then you guys just say it. And then I ask the gods to help give us some guidance, and I tell you what they say. But it's going to be very, very general, and so that you can apply it to however it fits into your life. Okay, Amber Nicole says, my anger would be my main thing. Although the list is long, I struggle with anger the most. My anger stems from a lot of different areas in my life and past. I feel like if I could let go of the anger, I would be letting go of a lot of issues. Donna Lynch says, feel stressed a lot, missing my son Daniel. He moved out to the south side. Raven says, I may not be able to stay for the live. Got the 4-year-old tonight. and company coming over, but we'll watch replay. Oh, perfect. Okay, Sue says guys, see here. All right. Okay. Okay, so okay. All right, Fatima, I'll put you down. And again, this is not going to be a regular reading. It's going to be guidance from the heavens to you on what you should be focusing on in 2019. Hey, Jennifer. Nice to have you back. Share with people, guys. If you feel somebody can benefit from watching this, please share. Yes, Linda, you can. I'm not going to be doing them yet. I'm going to do them at the end, but I can write your name down. You're welcome, my love. And so Sparky, I said I love him. And kisses. Let's burn some sage while we wait here. When we're not ready to let go of something, and we find ourselves pushing to do it regardless, and we have resistance towards what we're experiencing, what ends up happening is we have anxiety, and that anxiety will cause those bad dreams. Okay. Amber Nicole also wants to get added to the list. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay. Well, I see we are ready to continue. I have a lot less people on this live than the last. I guess I lost a few people, but it's okay. Thank you guys for sharing. I'm sure those that need it will listen to it, whether it's now or later. And that's what matters. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So you guys all have your notebooks and something to write with? Let me know yes, and we'll get started. Okay? And remember, your first part of this is to take a moment to think of that one main thing that you want to release, to let go of, that one thing that you've been saying you're going to get rid of. Like Amber said, for her is anger. What is it for you? What is that one main thing you want to let go of so that you can create what you want to create in your future? What is it? Okay. While you guys write that down, you guys can change your mind again later. We're just doing this for the purpose of the exercise. Okay. So I'm trying to focus and see what is it that I want to let go of, because it's so hard. Or the hard part is picking something that I can share with the world. Let's see, something that letting go. Gaia, what would benefit me right now to let go of? Okay. Okay, so when I asked her right now, what she said to me was, oh, I'm getting emotional. Okay, for me, it's going to be expectations of perfection. Okay, so start with that. So you guys all have your one thing. Donna, you want stress to go away, pain, heartbroken. You're welcome, baby. Welcome, Fatima. I'm glad he gave you a sign, my love. Okay. All right, girls. I see all girls here, so I'm going to say girls. Okay. So, now let's go into it. So, the first thing we're going to work with is what value, good or bad, does this hold for us? Okay? Why do we need it? Is it, why do we hold on to it? Is it because we need it? Is it a habit that's hard to break? Is it laziness? Is it fear? So let's break it down to that right now. Or if it's another reason, feel free to add that. Okay? So, go ahead and add that if you feel that there's another reason. What value, good or bad, if it's, for example, you said hubby, maybe for you, you don't want to let go because, you know, financial reasons, right? You write that down. Let's say for you, it's anger. Why don't you want to get rid of anger? And you're like, okay, well, maybe you say, well, I do want to get rid of anger. It does me no good. And you go, but see, anger is an emotion that we feel when we're hurt. Anger protects us from feeling hurt. So instead we feel anger. Okay, so that is like the divider. So if we are not letting go of fear, of anger, is because what we really are afraid of is to feel the pain of what that reality might be. Okay, so think of something like things like that. Let me see. Mine is fear of success. I know what I'm capable of 100%, but because succeeding would take me somewhere I haven't been, I have a really hard time doing what I know I should do to succeed. Okay, so for you guys is fear. Okay, let me see what for me is. Okay, all right, so because I'm doing this with you guys, I didn't do this before you guys. I'm having to take a moment to go ahead and pray and try to figure this out myself. So what value does it hold for me to have expectations of perfection? Hey, Rebecca, go get your, Devin, guys, get your paper and pen. We're working on letting go. You got us right at the beginning. We are discussing the value that it holds in your life to not let go of that thing, situation, or person that's in your life. Okay, so if you're just now joining us, which I saw a few people just join us, grab your paper and pen. You're working with us on this. We're doing this together. It's an exercise to help us figure out what we want to let go of, how we're going to let go of it, and if we're even ready to let go. Okay, we're at the very beginning, so you know, go ahead and participate if you can. Okay, so right now it's what value, good or bad, does it provide for us to hold on to that thing that we refuse to let go of, that we've been saying for a long time we're going to let go of, and we yet to do it. All right, so let me work on this for me and then get back to you guys again. So why do I hold on? What would it mean to me if I let go? Okay, so what's coming up for me is boundaries. Okay, so letting go of the expectations, the value that it holds for me to have this expectation of perfection is that it builds boundaries for me. It allows me to have a standard to go by, and because I have a standard, it's like I can set myself at ease. Now if the standard is not there, then it's up in the air, and that brings me anxiety to not have that control. And so that's the value that it holds for me. All right, I want to see what you guys have had to say about that. And then we're going to go into the pros and cons. Is Dee Dee, are you here? If you're not here, I'm going to get her in here, because I know she was talking about... All right, let me tag Dee Dee. Give me a second, guys. So, all right, let me see what you guys have to say. Damn, guys, I'm feeling really heavy-hearted. How are you guys feeling when you're looking at this stuff for yourself? Amber says, I had one before you ever even said we would need them. You taught me a long time ago to take notes to reflect back on. I never have told you how grateful I have been for that, but I really am. It helps me so much. I have a notebook everywhere full. You're amazing. I love you. Right, let's see. So I see a lot of people, we're working with fear, huh? Rebecca says, overwork, fear of failure, and letting others down. You have my eyes swelled up. Yes, I was going to say, I honestly don't know how I feel. Like if I stop being angry, then I will feel all the pain, maybe have to accept it. The trauma, I'm not sure. I know I hate being angry. I hate it. I try really hard, but it's almost habit too. My defense, maybe you have me thinking now. Gloria says, I feel like it's part of the process for me. Experiencing these traumatic memories, that's where stolen away that are coming back with my feelings. They are fresh, so every day is more memories and more traumatic events. Gloria says, I feel like if I don't deal with them now, I will eventually have them bubble up when I least expect it, so I'm dealing with it as they come. I've been feeling heavy-hearted all day. I think you've just been feeling me, Gloria. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Linda says, if I take away the pain, all that is left is the sadness. And that is so hard, isn't it? You know, because escaping the sadness, escaping those emotions that we can't help but feel. It's easier to be angry. It's easier to block it, to pretend it doesn't happen. It's easier to set it aside and say, yeah, I know it's there, and just keep moving. It's much easier to even fear it than to feel it. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting so emotional. I'm trying to keep it together. And I put mascara on. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. I keep saying I'll do it this year. So, something stops me. Then I get hot flash and I dream and I feel hot. Brittany says, I lived this way for a very long time. Oh, she's replying to Amber. Okay. I choose to heal one thing at a time, deal with one trauma at a time. 5 years later, I can say for the most part, I don't know anger anymore. That's actually how I've been dealing with it. One thing at a time. And I think that's really all we can do. We work with what we can work when we're working with it. And we only work with what we're ready to work with, which is part of this process that we're doing. And some of you might find that at the end of this, you go, well, you know what? I'm not ready. I'm not ready to let go. And, you know, we're just going to have to be okay with that. It's not, if you're not ready, you're not ready. And trying to force yourself to do something that you're not ready to do, that resistance will just persist. It will just cause you to want to hold on tighter to that thing that you think you should let go of. Donna says, I feel fear going to the shops, or even if I'm going to get paid, I just need to think positive. Donna, what do you feel is causing this fear? And so you say you want to let go of that fear, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and start talking about the pros and the cons of letting go of your anger, of your fear, of your traumatic events, of your pain, of your sadness, of, in my case, the expectation of perfection. Let's look at the pros and cons. So we have already looked at, again, what value does it hold? If we hold on to this, what does that mean? And what does it mean if we let go of it? Hey Didi, I saw that you were watching the last live and I wanted to have you join us for this one. We just started. If you have your paper and pen, join us. The part that we just finished was discussing what is that you want to let go of so badly, and going ahead and writing that down, and now looking at what value, positive or negative, it holds for you to have that still. What is its purpose? Just like we were mentioning, the purpose of anger is to not feel the pain. The purpose of me having these expectations of perfection is so that I have the structure and the boundaries. Because without that, I feel the anxiety. So what holds value? What is that thing you want to let go of? And what value it holds. So that's where we're at right now. And we're moving on to talking about the pros and cons. We're looking at the value of it, what we give up versus what we gain. And are you ready? And is it healthier for you to let go? Or is it healthier for you to hold on? Because sometimes if we're not ready, it's not healthier for us to let go just yet. And if we are ready, then it's healthier for us to let go. So right now, that's where we're at with this conversation. All right, guys. So, gotta not think too much, because then I'm getting emotional. All right. So that's where we're at. So that's what I want you guys thinking about now. You have what your fear, what you want to let go of, what value it holds. Now, what is a positive reason to have that thing you have in your life? That fear. Okay, so we'll go with the example of anger, or my example. What is one positive thing I get by having the expectations of perfection? So, because now I'm understanding, by me writing down the positive things, I am writing down the things that I give myself as excuses, valued or not, the excuses I give myself to hold on to this. So this is where we're at right now. I want you now to write the reasons you keep this feeling, situation, person, thing in your life. Okay? Write that one reason that you think you still keep on to it. If you can't come up with any, then that's fine. Okay? I'll give you guys a moment to write. I'll write, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about that. What the list of the cons of why you want to get rid of it from your life. Okay? So I'm going to do that for me while you guys do that for you. All right, I can go further, but I'm going to stick to, I put 2 examples for me. I'm about to share them with you. I'm going to see what you guys have had to say about yours. And then we're going to get into, are we ready? Okay, so after the pros and cons. Okay. So let me see what you guys have had to say, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into. Okay. So Gary says, I feel so overwhelmed some days, especially being empathic and having so much going on in my head. Then going out to do groceries and feeling everyone else's feelings is right now putting me into overload. Okay, Gloria, I can help you with this for sure. Before you, when you go anywhere, bubble yourself. Form an energetic bubble of whatever light. I like to use white. You can use whatever light feels right for you, and you put it at arm length so they cannot interfere. So their energetic field does not come through. And you can make it to where only love and light come through, or you can make it to where none of it comes through at all, so that it helps you be able to just go to the grocery store, go to the bank, do the things you have to do without having to deal with other people's emotions. I'm a massage therapist and I do rehab. So I work a lot with this kind of stuff. And if I don't bubble myself, which I don't a lot because I forget, when I don't bubble myself, at the end of the day, I'm so drained. I'm so drained. So I try to remember regularly before I even start my day, I bubble myself so that I only give and take as much as I want to give and take, not not taking in all their baggage too. Because if not, what ends up happening is not only am I drained, but I end up with back pain, I end up with knee pain, whatever pain they had, I ended up with it. So, yeah, I find that helps me a lot. Anybody else has any tips on that? Feel free to post it in the comments. We're a community. Let's talk to each other, help each other out. So if you have a method that you use that helps you, please comment on the comment below so that they can read it. So Fatima says, he says to you that he loves you and he'll be home soon. I know you've been waiting for him to come home for a long time now. Donna, letting go of fear comes when he says he loves me and he'll be home soon. Every time we talk, I feel that by me going through this, I will be stronger when it's over. Of course you will be. Amber says, thank you for the advice. I will try. I seen a trauma therapist almost 2 years ago and could only do a couple of sessions before I freaked out. I blocked a lot as a child and I couldn't even make it. I don't understand why you've never talked to me about this. Private message me so we can further discuss this, okay? Because I really feel like I can give you at least some pointers to help you with this. Something dark is in me and I get so angry so fast. I appreciate you reaching out to me, hon. I think I'm just drawn to people who have issues. I think that's who the people that I build the strongest bond with. So if we're really close, you probably have some issues. No, I'm just joking, guys. But for real, man, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I get you. We all have things. For sure, I know I have my own things. Hey, Cameron, I see you just joined us. Andy, Liz. So for you, it's fear, letting go of fear. I want to be strong and stop being afraid to go out of my house. I get so nervous and it needs to stop. I hope you're doing this exercise with us, Dana, then. Amber says, I want to get rid of it because my family and friends, my mind, body, and spirit deserves better. We deserve happiness. I will defeat anger. I just need to figure out how. But I'm determined. Betty says, worried about the other people and not myself. Hey, Alex, June. Okay, I've seen a lot of new names here that weren't when we started this live. I need to learn to do that. Being an empath is hard. Thank you, BB. You don't appreciate that? Yeah, we definitely all have issues. All of us. Starting with me. So, since I have, I saw like 5 or 6 new names here. So I'm going to say, I know I'm a little bit repetitive, but for those that are just joining, we're discussing understanding letting go. Are we ready to let go? What value does it have that we're holding on to? Pros and cons. So that's where we're at so far. I'm asking people to take notes because we're doing this together. So if you haven't already, grab your paper and pen. Alex, Betty, Cameron, grab your paper and pen and go ahead and write down what is the main thing you've been saying that you're going to let go of and you haven't, year after year. Okay, what value does it hold in your life, positive or negative? And then write down the pros and cons. Give at least 2 examples of each. For that thing that you haven't let go of to be in your life. So the pros and cons are why you have kept that thing, and the cons of why you want to let go of that thing. And then we're going to talk about, are we ready? Okay, so now I'm going to mention my pros and cons, and then we'll start with, are we ready? Okay. So, I'm going to start from the beginning. So for those that just joined. So for me, the letting go was expectations of perfection. Okay. And these are not that I expect others to be perfect. This is the expectations that I hold upon myself to do things like the best all the time and have such high standards for myself. And not that we shouldn't have high standards, but perfection. Okay, so what value does it hold? For me, it gives me boundaries. And what I mean with boundaries, I mean it gives me something to go by. This is how, by me having this expectation of perfection, I know what to expect. And by knowing what to expect, here are my pros and cons. So my pro is I feel that things run smoother. But it also causes fear, which is my con. And the fear, it causes fear because what if I don't live up to it? Pros, it helps me fit into society. And that's weird for me to say because I'm not one to care to fit into society. Okay? But the con to that is that then I'm not free. I'm not just me. And I was watching a video today that brought this up, and I had an experience on Sunday. Went to a competition, a breakdancing competition, and I'm standing around the stage, and this came up in a very small way. And it was, breakdancing is not easy. We'll start with that, okay? And I haven't trained in a year. But whether I was trained before, I've been a dancer my whole life. Whether I was trained or not trained, did I know better or not, whether I knew the dance or not, if I wanted to go out there and dance on that floor and I was the only one on the floor, I would do it without any thought of what anybody would think, right? But now I felt that fear of not living up to that expectation of being good enough, right? And so I wouldn't go on the floor, and I just kept dancing, like, you know, I felt jittery, and I was like, I want to just go onto the dance floor, I just want to do it. But that fear of that expectation, if I'm not good enough, if I didn't do it right, I didn't fit in correctly because, you know, I'm not a break dancer, I'm a dancer but not a break dancer. So this kind of stuff held me back, and I asked myself, why do you care? Why are you trying to fit into the society? Why are you not allowing yourself to be free? You know, and I had to face it. You know, it didn't occur to me that that situation had anything to do with this, but apparently, obviously it does. You know, why was I so afraid of going out there and putting myself out there for who I am? And so, you know what I did? I said, F it. And I said, let them think what they think. I'm just going to do this because this is who I am and this makes me feel free. And so I went out there and I danced my little butt off, and I got on the floor and I did, you know, a 6-step, and I did some floor work, breakdancing terminology. And so I did it And I felt good afterwards. And then I was no longer jittery, and I was just relaxed, and I was just enjoying this, my time there. And I have had to ask myself after that, when did I start caring? When? And why? I'm still figuring that out because it was just Sunday. But when did I'm going to write that down. When and why did I start caring what others thought? Of me? Maybe that's a good question for you guys to ask yourself too. Maybe what others think of you stops you from doing things that you want to accomplish. Like Brittany, you mentioned that you know that you have the potential, you know what you want to do, but the fear of what that success might mean holds you back. So when did you start caring what other people would think? You know, I think that's a good one to ask ourselves. So those were my 2 pros and cons, and that is actually in one small tiny way, in a way that I can share something that happened to me that I can relate this, but there's a lot more. It goes a lot deeper. Very, 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 very few people, maybe just only one person actually knows what I'm going through. And that's why I was getting teary-eyed and stuff, because it's hard to process. Idea of letting go literally freaks me out. Just being honest. And I'm sure that it freaks you out too. It's like, you know, I'd rather run the other direction and hold on tighter. It's like, let go, screw that. I ain't ready for that crap. I'm not letting go. So here goes the next subject. Are you ready to let go? Because if you're not, then we have to come to terms with that. And you know something I've been learning about it? Is that if we're not ready to let go, it's okay. It's okay. Because that means that we're not done getting whatever it is that we're needing to get from that person, situation, thing, whatever it is. We're not ready. So instead of saying, I will defeat it, I will beat it, I will win, saying more of, how does having this still be a part of me serve me? Instead, going, I surrender to the process and understand that it may not come and go as easily as I'd like it to. And I will one day be strong enough. And one day I may be able to do what I said I was going to do. And maybe that day is not today. Maybe today all I could do is acknowledge the fact that is there. Acknowledge the fact that I'm going through this, and that it's okay to mourn the loss. We're not ready to let go because someone passed away. Who am I or anyone to tell you that you have to let go? No. You let go when you are ready. Because if you're not ready, all you're gonna do is, like me, run to it. Hold on tighter. Instead, just allow yourself to be in the moment. To allow yourself to process things as they come. To try to understand them. To be kind to yourself. To be compassionate with yourself. and to allow yourself to just be. So how do we let go? We let go if we're ready. And if we're not ready, we go through the process. What is the process? What is this process BB is talking about? Allowing yourself to feel the emotions. Write it, express it, talk about it, try to understand it, try to be one with it. Show the kindness and non-judgmentalness and love for yourself that you share with others. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, give me a second. I'm sorry. I'll pull it together, I promise. Okay. We can do this. I can get through this. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Let me see what you guys have had to say so far. I'm going to read some of the comments. And then, as I said, obviously, I'm not ready. But if you're ready, then we're going to go into how to figure out if we're even ready. Okay? So, let's see. You guys have had to say. Oh, it's a lot of talking. A lot of talking about my peeps. All right. Cameron says, my line of work can be stressful and I get so aggravated with people I work with because they have no common sense. Yes, doll. Had to work out for at least an hour. Alex says, everyone has issues and problems. Kimberly says, today my dog got attacked. Oh no! What happened? Let me know. I'm so sorry about that. I'm a doggy lover, and I'm always trying to help someone with their pets and stuff, and I hope he's going to be okay, or she's going to be okay. Gloria says, it is wrong. I don't feel any cons because I feel like this is a part of my path and I have to deal with this because if I don't, it's just going to hold my spiritual growth back. Kimberly says, I lost my mom last year and almost losing my dog was just as devastating and it brought back so many feelings. I didn't know how attached I was till it happened. Oh, so he's going to be okay. I'm glad. I'm sorry about your mom's loss, about your losing your mom. It just unbearable. Alex says, BB, you're an awesome dancer. When we used to dance together at Pleasure Island and downtown, you give me energy to dance and bring out my dance moves. I'm glad, Alex. I wish I could go out more now and go dancing, but it's impossible. See, I don't like to curse too much, Kimberly. That's why I said it that way. F it. So, was it your ego? Absolutely. Of course it was my ego. You know, my ego is what's holding me back and making me care what people think. But why? Why should I let that ego have his way? Brittany says, you're exactly right. Alex says, I always hold my dance moves, but when I'm around you or Michael or Don or other dancers, I break out more. I like seeing you dance, Alex, because you've came such a long way and I've seen you progress so much. Alex and I have known each other for many years, and over a decade actually. And so in a decade, you can imagine how much a person changes, grows, and you know, you're dancing and stuff. So I love watching you dance. Kimberly says, good, let it loose, dance is expression. Yes. And I used to dance whenever I would get very frustrated. I would keep a dancing diary, and that's how I would do it. Like I would dance and release, and I would record it and keep it. And when I watch those videos, I still see the emotion go through. But I haven't done that in a while. I don't know why, but I haven't. Brittany says, and generally I don't care what people think about me, or at least I thought I didn't, but I realize I do. And though I think I'm so confident, I need to work on walking my talk. It's difficult because, Brittany, when it comes to caring what other people think, when it comes to this kind of field where we are at the mercy of what people think of us, and if we become afraid because we're like, okay, if people don't like what we are or what we present, then they're not going to watch us. And if they don't watch us, then we don't get the views, and they're not going to, you know, use our services. And then if they don't use our services, then obviously our business doesn't grow. And if our business doesn't grow, how are we going to do what we love as a business instead of our 9 to 5? So that adds all kinds of extra issues to caring what people think. And I cared. When it came to these lives, I cared. And I tried so hard to do it the way people were doing it, and I studied everyone and how they were doing it, and why they were getting more views and this and that. And then I wore myself out trying to be perfect. And now I said, screw it. If I have 10 viewers, then 10 viewers are the people that I'm supposed to be helping. If it's 14, then it's 14. If it's 30, then it's 30. But I'm no longer concerned about how many people are watching me. I just care that the people that are watching me are actually getting help. That I am giving value, them bringing value to their life. That's what I care about. And if they want to get a private reading with me one day or another, they'll do it. If they want a chart one day or another, they'll do it. And if they want, you know, a private session with life coaching or relationship coaching, they'll do it. But I'm not going to be here and shove that down their throats. I'm just going to be me. And if they resonate with me, great. And if they don't resonate with me, they're going to resonate with somebody else. And that's why I have no issues promoting other people, because I'm not for everyone, and I don't have to be for everyone. And Brittany, you're not for everyone, and you don't have to be for everyone. You're going to be for those that are perfectly meant for you. So, I don't know if that helps any, but hopefully it does. Nala says, that's humbling your experience. As a person so confident in one area, to realize that we are all without fault really grounds us into the present moment. Donna says, I always care what people think, but I get the sense people don't care what people think, how I feel. That's because a lot of people are so self-absorbed. And they are. So self-centered. And it is just the reality of our today. But it's like that song, Men in the Mirror, you know, by Michael Jackson. You know, we should carry ourselves the way we feel that others should carry themselves. Because at least that's just one more person carrying themselves in a way that you feel should. So if I was at the grocery store today and I saw this little lady and she was trying to, you know, put her things through the self-checkout, and she was taking forever, going so slow. I could have gotten frustrated, started making faces or whatever, but instead I just stopped what I was doing and helped her. You know, gave her a helping hand so it could be easier for her, quicker for her, and then she was grateful, and it made her feel good, and that made me feel good. And instead of getting frustrated, I felt better. You know, so to carry ourselves in the way that we feel that others should is a good start. It's just one step closer to getting the world to the way we want it to be. Showing compassion for ourselves and for others. I think that's going to be like my meme. Show compassion for ourselves. Sue says, walking in that gym was very hard for me. I bet, especially, you know, you're just now starting. Nala says, you're enough. In time, you'll believe it too. You know, for me, that is the hardest one. Feeling good enough. If you guys notice, all my lives, they all surround the same theme with me, is the feeling of not being good enough. And that is something that I think I'm doing my shadow work on, and it's not something that is going away overnight. Some things I do shadow work on and I get over it faster, but something like this is not. And I think that it's just really embedded in me, and it's just going to take some work, some time, and you know, I just gotta be patient with myself, just like I tell you guys. It's not easy though. Kimberly says, honest, sometimes people really don't care, but it's like Bibi says, care about how you feel. That's right. Be kind to yourself. Donna says, that's right. Kimberly says, just let go. Nala sending million hugs. Thank you. I'll take it. I'm going to take a second just to take Nala's hugs. Thank you, Nala. Appreciate your hugs. Life keeps moving with or without you. Kimberly says, baby. Donna, of course you can. Gloria says, I'm used to letting go of the realization that my health is declining, of how my lifestyle was before I moved. I let go of my marriage because he could have killed me, and I opened myself up to a new beginning. It's a freeing feeling, and it's a sad one all at once. Alex scrolls up, when you get a chance. Oh, I think I did, right? Brittany says, I appreciate your willingness to be raw with us and show your true emotions. It's okay to cry. It's tough though. I mean, it's not like I want to come here and cry for you guys. I'm supposed to be helping, not crying. You're so raw, that's why. I figure I have to be. If I'm gonna be here for you guys in the way I want to be here for you guys, I just gotta be open. Cameron says, letting go can be hard at times, but when we don't let go, it slows us down. Fatima says, I'm listening still. Thank you, baby. I miss my dad. He passed away. I feel lost and alone since he's gone. My dad was my world. You know, Fatima, there's ways for you to get in touch with him. You know, reach out to him. Brittany says, yes, it does. And I go through all those thoughts and defeat myself before I even get started. Tiffany says, you're awesome, BB. Kimberly says, be the change you want to see. Gloria says, I think you should, when you're out more, celebrate your uniqueness rather than feeling like the crazy lady. Kimberly says, yeah, that is your that is gonna be my motto for 2019. I'm gonna try to end all my lives with that. Show compassion to yourself and to others. Cameron says, society wants us to be someone we are not. I refuse. People should be able to be their unique selves without judgment of others. I so agree with you. Donna says, I miss my older sister. Sabrina died at 28 years old. Wow, that was young. She died in a car crash. She passed 12 years ago. Miss her so much. Lost my doggy in June of kidney failure. Had lucky for 12 good years. Miss my doggy. Lots getting a new dog. I'm calling him Casper. I think that's a nice name. I have another. Her name is Kaylee and she's 5 years old. I love doggies. I got 4. I got lots of doggies. I used to have 9. Fatima says, when my dad passed, my world fell apart and sad and alone. We're here for you too, Bibi. Oh, thank you, Donna. Cameron says, I had to accept the fact that I see what others cannot and embrace it rather than care what people think, others think. Sorry to hear that, Fatima. Sue says, I love listening to you. All right, so we're caught up. I've got to hear everybody. All right, and so now let's go ahead and go into how to find out if we're ready to let go. Okay. So, how to know if you're ready to let go? One, are you making excuses? So, are you guys making excuses of reasons why you shouldn't let go? Go ahead and comment below. Yes, no. Are you making excuses? Or were you not even aware? Like I wasn't really even aware. But as far as the other more private stuff, yes, I'm aware. And I definitely have made excuses. Do you look at all the sides of the situation? Okay. So, are you able to look at the whole situation, the good, the bad, the everything, and analyze it? Can you accept the change that will come with letting go? And most importantly, how does it make you feel? Excited, nervous, fear? So, look at the way you're answering that. Listen to your self-talk and the way you're answering that. Okay? Based on those answers, you're going to see if you are personally ready or if you're not ready to let go. If you're not ready to let go, then we go back into that process of accepting the process and trying to figure out why you're going through it, why you're sticking with it. The real bottom line to it, not the superficial, like you said, he tells me I love you, so I stay. Why does I love you make you stay? Because it gives you hope. What does that hope mean to you? That things are going to change? What is better about that change? Are you better off with the change that you could create yourself? Or the change that you would get? I was once in a relationship where I was like, if he just changed this, then I could be with him, right? I was like, if he just stopped drinking alcohol, then I could be with him. Eventually, after many years, he didn't quit, and I eventually gave up. And once he quit drinking, I had the option again of saying, okay, would I go back? He stopped it, so would I go back? And here's what I came up with. The change that I created for myself by making the decision to leave was better than the decision to stay with him having just changed that one thing. So you may be focused on one particular situation with him, Fatima, but then once he's back and you are with him, does everything else line up? Does everything else work out? Is he in everything other than the fact that he's gone perfect for you? Or are you going to have this issue and that issue and the other issue and the other issue? You know, because that was my case. I kept telling myself if he stopped drinking, right? But what I wasn't telling myself is the fact that there was also a whole list of other things that I didn't like. That if he did stop drinking, those things would still be there, right? And so that was my situation in my past. So you've got to analyze it for yourself. Is the decision of you saying, I'm going to leave now, going to be better than the decision of you staying, him changing, and then what life you have to live there? Okay? Now, if we are ready to let go, the next step is taking action. Okay? Say we're not ready to let go, but we want to give it a shot. You know, say, screw it. You know, I don't really think I'm ready, but for shits and giggles, let's give this a shot and let's see what will happen if we try anyhow to make these changes, to letting go of that thing, person, situation that has been holding us back. Okay? So, what kind of action can you take? So take a moment to think of that for yourself right now. What is that action that you could take right now to let go of that fear, to let go of that expectation of perfection, to let go of that trauma, to let go? What is that one thing that you can do right now, taking action? Try to think for a moment. Now, what I want you to do with that one thing is I want you to write it down. Okay? Because now we're going, okay, we're gonna take action. We're going to let go. We're going to create the future that we want to create. What is the one thing you can do? I'm going to think of it for myself. Oh, hey, Thine, I didn't even notice you came in. Well, hi and bye. Watch the replay. This was a good one. We're discussing letting go. Okay. That's the first step. So write that down. Okay, for me, what is the one thing I can do? I'm stuck. Okay, Brittany, so you're one step ahead of all of us. How about you, Cameron? Kimberly? Donna? What about you guys? Fatima? Hey, Gidget. Amber says I'm going to start talking about it, start a new journal just for this issue. Try to work on one thing at a time, like my advice, and see if getting it out will help me forgive myself and others. What is the one thing that I can do where I can take action? Gaia, what is one thing that I can do? Okay, I wasn't expecting this, okay? But what I was just told is letting go of the idea that I have to let go. I guess in my case, I just need to not have set expectations. I surprise myself sometimes. Well, Gaia surprises me sometimes. I think I know what I'm talking about, and she gives it to me straight. Donna says, this year start going out more and enjoying life. Cynthia says, I'm definitely seeking truth and full disclosure, but need guidance. Cameron says, I plan on moving in February. Gidget says, journal writing does help. Cameron says, I've already packed up my ex's stuff. She needs to get it. I'm so happy to see you guys like ahead of the game. You're like, I got this. I got this. All right. So the next step is into confirming it to yourself. Okay. So whatever it is that you wrote, now you're going to go and get this information and say, not just say I'm going to do it. Believe that you're going to do it. Confirm it to yourself. You know, I can do this. I am capable of doing this. I am strong enough to do this. All right? Encourage yourself. Help motivate yourself. Don't look for that encouragement and motivation to come from somewhere else, because it may, but it may not. Don't fail yourself. Simply believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So now you're like, I'm going to take action. This is what I'm going to do, right? Now, promote yourself. I'm going to do this, and these are all the good things about it. Now, this is when you want to write all the good things about it. Okay? And what is important about you writing these things is whenever you're feeling doubt, whenever you're feeling like, maybe I'm not, maybe I can't, maybe it's too hard, you go back to this list that you were creating right now. And you go, yes, I can, because of I wrote this and this and this. And that's kind of like your little reminder. Put it on your wall with a thumbtack. Put it on your mirror. Put it wherever you can see it to help motivate you and remind you of the reasons why you can pull through. Okay? So, here's some of the questions that I wrote down that you can ask yourself when you are trying to let go of something. Okay? So here's what I wrote down. So questions to ask yourself when trying to let go. What is holding you back? So you ask yourself, what is stopping you? Whatever that is, like that's the value. That is what, like, that is, you have to give it credit. It's not just there for no reason. It's there for a reason. What is its reason for being there? Figure that out. Okay. What are you afraid of? All right. So now you're asking yourself, I'm afraid of giving in. I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of feeling the pain. What are you afraid of? then ask yourself, if what I'm afraid of actually happens, what is the worst thing that can happen with that? Can I get through it? Can I push through? Will that be better or worse? Can I handle it? You can also ask yourself, is this a matter of closure? Could you not let go because you need closure? You want to understand why you're not letting go of this thing. Okay? And then you ask yourself, why do you need closure? So say it's a person. They died suddenly, they broke up with you, they're gone for whatever reason. And you're just like, I just need to end it. Like a clear ending, being able to have communicated it through. And I never got that, so I can't let go because I never got that. Why do you need that? Try to dig into that. Try to figure out, why is it that you need that closure? What will getting that closure do for you? Is it hope, faith, love, expectations that things will change on their own? What is it? So these are just a few questions that you can ask yourself when you're trying to figure it out. Because maybe for some of us, this is what we've been discussing, right? Because this is what we're going through. But maybe someone's watching this on the replay, and maybe theirs has nothing to do with this. You know, maybe it's not something so deep and personal. And they just want to let go of a habit, a way of thinking, whatever it is. So my understanding and my method to letting go, just to sum it up, is understanding what is it that you're trying to let go. Why do you even want to let go of it? Will it benefit you to let go, or does it benefit you more to stay? The pros and cons to them. These cons, they hold a value that explains to you why you're holding on to this. So look into all those things. Are you ready to let go? Or are you not ready to let go? You know, look into all the things I discussed of how to know if you're ready or if you're not ready. If you're not ready, don't judge yourself. Be compassionate and kind to yourself. Understand that it's just you're not ready, and you don't have to be. You don't have to push yourself to be ready. You will be ready in time. Understand that and give yourself permission to heal, to go through the grieving, to go through the process, to experience whatever you're experiencing, because there's a reason for it. For the good or for the bad, you're going to gain something out of this. But there's just an experience, an understanding, a growth. You're going to get something out of this. So by fully understanding what we're trying to let go of, we're eventually getting to the point where we are able to let go of it. And when we're ready, it's like someone said earlier, that's when it becomes easy. And we just take action. We make the first step, make a little step. Don't set this whole big book of expectations. Just take one step at a time. And when you make that step, then make the next step. And do things to help remind yourself and motivate yourself. Like I said, write your own list of reasons why you can make it. Be your own cheerleader. All right, guys. So that covers the subject for today. I guess I wrote a few more things to ask ourselves. These are going to be some last thoughts. And then I'm going to get into a spell that you guys can do that will help with this. And I'm going to do it too. I'm not going to do it live, and I'm not doing it live with you guys, and you'll see why in a moment. And then we'll go on to doing the blind draws, okay? So these are some questions that will arise as we're trying to figure out letting go. These are some questions that will be something we have to deal with when we're going through this process. Okay, so one, why do we torture ourselves and allow the pain to persist? Why do we hold on such high expectations of others and of ourselves? So it comes down to who you are truly and who do you want to be. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Allow yourself to process. Allow yourself to feel. But don't let it stop you. Be persistent in your goal and continue to move forward. Okay, so I have someone asking about what does it mean, blind draw? Okay, so it's kind of like the psychic readings that I do, but not exactly. So what this is, the way the blind draws work is you just give me your name. That's it. And instead of asking me what's going to happen with this or what should I do about that, it's going to be very general. I shuffle the cards, I pray over you, and whatever I hear the stop, I stop, I pull the card out, and I say to you, this is your card. And instead of me trying to read into it, I just tell you what the meaning is based on the deck. So I'm actually going to be using the Ascended Masters deck today. Okay, and it's just going to be power of joy, drink more water, follow your heart, find the blessing in your current situation, listen, things like this. So it's going to be a main topic for 2019. What should you focus on for the main topic of 2019? So you can apply that to any aspect in your life as you go through the year. As you go through the year, you think back to, okay, I need to focus on self-love. So when you're doing things, you think back to making sure you're providing self-love. So that was just an example. It could have been, let's see, letting go. So it could have been twin flames. So depending on what the situation is, we will know. Okay? But it won't be ask a question and then I reply. You just comment that you want one, I write your name, and then we'll see what the Spirit has for you. So, are you guys ready for the spell? I'm going to do this slow so that you guys can write everything down. Okay, let me know when you guys are ready and I'm going to tell you what the spell is. Wow, Marita, you're definitely going through something right now, honey. Sorry to hear what you're going through. Brittany says, I can relate to that. Something we feel like are holding us back really can be used to help us progress. So some things aren't necessary to let go of, just viewing them differently. Yep. You're going to trust yourself a bit more. Good. It has been 11 months already. So you're good on your way, honey. Amber says, I have the same problem. I have blocked out so much over the years. Getting those memories back can be scary. Give me a second, guys. So, are you guys ready for to take notes for the spell? Okay, I'm getting some yeses. So I created this spell. I thought about what I want to do and how I want to do it. And then I decided that I would create my own spell based on the things that I have found that have worked for me in the past. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Okay. So what you will need is a candle. You can get 1, 2, 3, preferably all 3, but if work with what you got, guys. The most important part of this entire thing is your intentions, okay? Got you, Fatima. You're literally the first on my list, so I know you're gonna want to read some guidance. Right now, we're gonna go ahead. No, okay. Let me start again. Right now, I'm going to tell you guys the spell that you can do to help you let go of whatever it is you want. And I've created the spell in a way that you can alter it to fit your needs. Okay, so this is basically like I don't know how to put it. It's very interchangeable for what you would need. Okay, so here's what the ingredients that you're going to need to create the spell: 3 candles. But if you don't have the 3 candles, that's fine. Your intentions is what matters most. You're going to need paper, preferably like, I like to use like brown paper bag paper. And I like to use a pen that I only use for this. So if you don't have that, again, you work with what you have. But the reason why is because that way every time that I'm going to do a spell for this particular type of thing, I use that particular pen. And I actually like have it separated and stuff like that. And the reason I do that is because every time I use it, I put in the same type of intention. And by that, it increases the energy that I use in what I'm writing. Okay? So, the next thing, we're going to get into the cards later, guys, okay? So, and I believe, no, Donna, I don't have you down. I'm going to put you down, Donna. But let's focus on this, and then we'll get into that, okay? So we can get through this. So the colors of the candles are, you can pick the colors that you like. These are the colors that I picked, and I'll tell you why. I picked purple, black, and gold. Gold is very hard to find. If you want gold, you're gonna have to go to a party supply store. But here's a reason why I picked purple. Purple to me represents my spiritual self. Okay, so my soul, who I am. All right, black is the negativity that I wish to remove. Gold is the healing golden light of Jesus, healing me and helping me let go. Okay, so the black is for me to receive what I'm letting go of. The purple is significant of who I am as spirit. And the gold is the healing that is happening through me so that I am able to let go. Okay, so that is the reasons why I picked those colors. If you think of gold and that is not what it represents to you, don't use gold. Okay, but those are the three things you want. Something to represent you as a soul, as a spirit energy being. You want something that will represent you letting go of whatever it is that you're trying to remove, whatever color resonates with you for that intention. And then a color that will represent healing for you, that will resonate with that intention for you. Okay, those are the colors that I picked because that's what resonates with me. You can pick the same colors, or you can pick another color that resonates with you. Okay, so those are the things. Now you're gonna need a lighter, obviously, because you're working with a candle, so we're gonna need a lighter. And I already said something to write with. Okay, so I already told you. Okay, so did you guys write all that down? Let me know when you're ready and I'll move on to the next part. Okay, so, okay, Cynthia, I'll put you down for cards when I go to do cards. Cynthia C, I'm going to put you as Cynthia CW. Okay, Gloria's ready. Everybody's ready. Okay, so now the next step is, when you said I love to use matches, I was going to say, yeah, they smell so good. I actually, for my my money altar, I actually only use matches. I actually have my matches on my altar, and I use that for that particular situation, for my money altar. But I use lighters for most of the spells, just because it's simpler, and I don't send off signals where everybody's like, what's that smell? What's burning? You know? Okay, so here we go. So now what you're going to do on this piece of paper, you're going to write what you want to let go of. Okay, so feel free to write the front, the back. I don't care how much you write on this piece of paper. If you think you're going to write a lot, make sure it's a big piece of paper. If you're going to write a little and you're just going to get straight to the point, you can do that too. Normally, I like to just get straight to the point because I don't want to focus too much on what I'm letting go. Okay? I just want to write down what I'm letting go. Now I'm waiting for you guys to write that, and then we'll kind of continue. Okay. So now that you guys have written on this piece of paper what you want to let go of, you go ahead and you put it by your black candle. So you haven't turned on the candle yet. You just put it by your black candle. And now, while you hold your purple candle and your gold candle, or your spirit candle and your healing candle, you focus your intentions on what you want to exchange that with, right? So now you're focusing on what you want to bring into your life. So what does giving up those expectations, you know, what will I replace that with? A more free BB, someone who's going to not care what others think. That's what I'm going to focus on. So as I'm holding these candles, I'm going to focus my intentions. Again, the most important part of all this is not the color of the candle. It's not matches or lighter. It's not paper or a particular pencil. It's your energy and your intention. That's the most important part, okay? So you're going to hold these candles and you're going to take a few minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I want you to fully envision what your life will be like without this in your life. But don't envision it as what it will be like. Envision it as if it was part of you already. How does it feel? How freeing does that feel? How much better will it be? All the opportunities that will create. Live in that moment. 3 to 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you can keep that vivid, imaginative world, that fantasy that you're creating into your own reality. Okay? So you have that there. Okay? Once you're done with that, we'll move on to the next step. You guys let me know when you're ready to write down the next step. So at this point, none of the candles are lit. You wrote down the things you want to get rid of. You put it with your black candle. You got the things that you want. And you have it with your gold and purple candle, or whatever colors you choose. Okay? So now is when you're going to want to, if you have a cauldron, an ashtray, a candle holder, wherever, just make sure you're doing it somewhere safe. Okay? You're going to turn on your black candle. Okay? And you're going to get this piece of paper, and you're going to burn this piece of paper with the flame of the black candle. So now is when you turn on your black candle, and only your black candle. When you have burned it, you can leave the ashes around the candle. Okay? Or you can have the ashes separate. There's 2 different ways you can go about this, and I'm going to explain both. If you leave it around the candle, the wax of the candle will burn into the ashes, and then you can get that and bury it. Or you can get those ashes and blow them into the wind. But you want to go ahead and allow that candle to burn for as long as you feel fit. I like to burn my candles all the way until they're gone. But that doesn't mean that it all happens in one setting. I may have to go to work, I may have to go to sleep, and then I continue. But when I'm doing ritual and spell work like this, where I'm doing something to let go, I don't want to give that a break. I go ahead and I take the time to know. And candles can take, I wouldn't say get the biggest candle you find, because a candle can take easily 2 to 3 hours. You don't have to sit next to it the whole time, but you want to, you can even put it outside or whatever, as long as it's not windy. Just make sure it's somewhere where it's safe. So once you're done with that black candle, and that black candle has burned down, okay? Now you have released it. And here comes the part right before the ending, okay? So are we ready to write out the next part? Now that this wax is done, paper's been burnt, and you're going to get rid of this by burying it or by blowing it into the wind. Whatever action you choose to take with this remains, okay? This is what you will chant. You can create your own, but this is what I say. I cut all ties to that binds me to, and you fill in the blank. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. It's fine because we're not doing this right now. I'm explaining to you guys how to do it. And then when you have the time, you are able to order it online or go to the store and buy it. And then whenever you're available and ready, you can go ahead and you can do this. You can so much just go to the dollar store and get all white candles. And with a, you know, with a needle or something, write the color that you want on it, you know, like, or not, no color at all. So you don't have to get expensive with this. This is the reason why I went this way, because I wanted to give you something you don't have to spend much money on, something that it's easy access to do, and something you can do when you have the opportunity to. Okay, sorry, I'm going to repeat that again slowly. I cut all ties to that binds me to, and you write down what that is that you're trying to let go of. Did you guys get that? When you guys let me know you got that, I'm going to tell you the next part of that statement. Okay, the next part is, and it's still one paragraph, but I'm reading it to you in parts so you guys can write it. I release whatever it is that you want to let go of out of my life and to make space for whatever it is you do want. I release blank out of my life and make space for blank. And once more, now you're going to focus on the things that you do want to bring into your life. And again, you're focusing on this as in you're living it at that moment. You are imagining as if you were a 5-year-old, and like get yourself wrapped up into this world where the reality you want to be your reality is what is done. I'll repeat it one more time and let me know when you're done with that part. I release blank out of my life and make space for blank. Okay. Now I'm going to let you guys know how I end all rituals, spells. But I'm Wiccan, so this is what fits for me. So what fits for you is going to be different, and that's completely fine. So before I go into that, I'm going to go ahead now to see everybody's done. I'm going to read it all at once so you can see. So you now have this candle wax and you're burying it, for example, right? And as you're burying it, as you're digging that hole and as you're getting it ready, you go, I cut all ties to that binds me to fear. I release fear out of my life and make space for peace. And then I imagine what peace would feel like. Okay? And I chant this over and over and over and over again until the task is completed or until I feel is fit. So if it's something like just blowing it into the wind, that's going to be so quick. You can just chant it once. But if it feels right to chant it 6 times, then do it 6. If it feels right to do it 3 times, you do it 3. You do it as long as it feels right to you. Remember, I'm giving you this, but it is your magic. It's your energy. It's your intent. You're the one creating this to happen. Okay. And so this is how I end my spells. And you can copy mine or end yours differently. By the powers that may be. And then I mention, in that point, you're going to mention your god or goddess. Or as an example, you can say, by the powers that may be, Jesus, will it be? So mote it be. Okay? What I say is, by the powers that may be, by the powers invested in me, as above, so below, as within, so without, so mote it be. That's what I say. So those are the 2 options of how to go about it. You can say, by the powers that may be, name your God. May his will be. May it be his will for it to happen. And then so mote it be, which means make it happen. Or again, you can go with mine. But again, I'm Wiccan, so this is just the way I go about it. And I say, by the powers that may be, by the powers invested in me, as above, so below, as within, so without, so mote it be. And then, so that's how I end it. Okay? It is important that you work with the deity, the spirit, the angel, the whatever that you feel comfortable with. Okay? You do not have to ask a God. You can ask the universe. You don't have to ask the universe or a God. You can be atheist. And you can just say, by the powers that may be, meaning anything that's surrounded, so mote it be. By my will, by my desire for it to happen, so mote it be. So mote it be just seals it as this is what's going to happen. Okay? And now that all that is done, the last part is that you turn on your spirit candle and your gold candle or your healing candle. So your spirit candle and your healing candle, you light those, and now you just pray to whomever it is that you wish to pray to, and you ask for that healing. You ask for that healing for your soul. So you're burning these like literally like touching each other almost. Like you want to have them real close. What I like to do is like I burn like I have an area where I can burn it. So say I use my cauldron, right? So I put it in the center, the wax from both candles. I let it drip. And then I sit the candles next to each other. And I just let them go down that way. So it's like you're healing your spirit, who you are in general. And then that you can keep with you. You can do with that with what you will, but that is a representation of your personal healing. And that will complete your letting go spell. Hope you guys like that. Give me some feedback if you tweak it, add oils, add stones, add herbs that feel right for you. I didn't add any of that because I don't believe that many people have all those things. If you're a witch like myself, you will, or you might not if you are just now getting started. But if you don't, that doesn't mean you can't do this stuff, okay? Because your intention is the most important part in this. Your emotion, your true, honest desire to create this is what's going to make this happen, okay? And that is why you don't have to be of any faith, or you don't have to be of any particular thing to make it happen. All right, guys, that concludes the entire session as far as letting go. I hope you guys liked it. I hope this worked for you guys. I'm going to take a mini break, and I'm going to have a snack, and I'm going to come back and do the live for the celestial guidance for 2019 blind draws. So I will be back for that. I'm just going to take a mini break since I've been live, I'm pretty sure close to 2 hours, and I want to make sure that I myself feel centered and good and ready to continue with you guys, okay? So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I will see you guys here, and I don't know, give me about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. I might even meditate a little before we get started. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you heard all this and you feel that this message will benefit someone, tag them on this, insist that they watch the replay. I hope a lot of people are going to get something out of this, and they're going to benefit from this. I'm hoping I'm going to benefit from this. And I will see you guys in just a few. And for those that are not looking for the readings, I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching, and show compassion to yourself and to others. And blessed be. Mwah. Have a magical evening. Bye, guys.